This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 876, Smart People Ask Questions, Part 1 by Ramit Sethi of I'llTeachYouToBeRich.com, and I'm Justin Malik. Happy Saturday, welcome back, or welcome for the first time. This is where I read to you every single day to help you live a more meaningful life, covering personal development, productivity, and minimalism mostly, from some of the best bloggers and authors you can find, and with their permission, of course. Today's article is from Ramit of I'll Teach You to Be Rich, typically narrated on Optimal Finance Daily. Definitely check out that show if you like today's content. For now, let's get right to the post and start optimizing your life. Smart People Ask Questions, Part 1 by Ramit Sethi of I'llTeachYouToBeRich.com. This is a story about how I learned to cut an onion. After college, when I finally started cooking for myself, I decided to add more to my food than just crushed red pepper. So I bought some onions and other stuff and started cutting them up and putting them in my food. About 6 months later, I went to my parents' house one weekend where I was helping my mom cook. When she saw me cutting the onions, she laughed out loud and said, "What are you doing?" Indian parents don't care about being non-judgmental. Anyway, she was right to ask. She took the knife and showed me the proper way to cut an onion, and I realized I'd been doing it all wrong. The new way was easier and faster. I also realized that had I not been mocked by my own mom on that fateful Saturday, I probably would be cutting onions the wrong way for the rest of my life. This happens a lot. I've heard middle managers being given a tip by their younger employees, really good advice that would save them a lot of time, but the manager snarled back, "Do you know how long I've been doing this?" If I hear another person saying, "I've been doing this for 15 years, in a condescending tone, I'm going to calmly duct tape my eyes open and then invade a vulture's nest, sitting patiently until she begins her pecking attack to take me out of my misery. Please, doing something for a long time doesn't automatically mean you're good at it. Now, there's a lot to say about having deep expertise in a certain area. Your intuition is better, you know shortcuts, and you've seen many situations before. But if you never learned the right way, there's a huge opportunity to become better at what you do. Doing it alone equals dumb. Doing it on your own can be expensive and disastrous. Check out what Philip Greenspun had to say. Quote, "I once encountered a group of 6 people who called themselves engineers. To solve what they thought was a new problem, they were going to build their own little database management system with their own query language that was SQL-like without being SQL. I pointed them to some published research by getting a PhD computer scientist from IBM Almaden, the same lab that developed the RDBMS and SQL to begin with in the 1970s. The research had been done over a 5-year period, and yet they hadn't become aware of it during several months of planning. I pointed them to the SQL 99 standard, wherein this IBM research approach of augmenting a standard RDBMS to solve the problem they were attacking was becoming an ISO standard. They ignored it and spent another few months trying to build their enormously complex architecture. Exasperated, I got a kid fresh out of school to code up some Java stored procedures to run inside Oracle. After a week, he had his system working and ready for open source release, something the team of 6 quote-unquote engineers hadn't been able to accomplish in 6 months of full-time work. Yet they never accepted that they were going about things in the wrong way, though eventually they did give up on the project." Unquote. As I was thinking about this, I kept coming back to an early small company I co-founded, an online education company called Fuzzy Owl. We liked the cute words. The model was basically Google Answers for education. If you were an ambitious high school student choosing between Harvard and Stanford, we'd connect you to students at all the top colleges. You could price your own question, and we, the company, would take a cut. Well, one of the problems, among many others, was this. People rarely ask questions. We rarely ask others for help, sometimes because we don't know there's a better way. How would I have known I was cutting the onion wrongly? And sometimes for other reasons, like preserving our ego. I'm not the only one to point this out. A survey asked corporate employees what the number one networking mistake was. Guess what it was? Not asking for help. People rarely ask for help. For example, in my hometown, my group of friends got a lot of scholarships and college admissions, and it's a pretty small community. But we can count on one hand the number of times other students have asked us for advice on how to do it themselves, advice we would be happy to give. To be continued. You just listened to part 1 of the post titled, Smart People Ask Questions by Ramit Sethi of I'llTeachYouToBeRich.com. We'll finish up this post tomorrow. Again, you can hear more from Ramit on Optimal Finance Daily and Optimal Business Daily, actually. Even Optimal Relationships Daily, I believe. And my brother narrates the best health, fitness, and nutrition articles on Optimal Health Daily. I'd love it if you check those out. But that's it for today. I hope you're having a great weekend. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in tomorrow's show where we'll finish up this post and where your optimal life awaits.